Stay tuned for Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas, a leading financial retirement strategist and the founder of Soutas Financial and Insurance Solutions, right here in Fresno. Every week, Dale discusses pressing financial topics of the week, ranging from reliable income strategies to our financial markets, including Social Security, tax strategies, wealth management, RMDs, legacy planning, long-term care solutions, and most importantly, how to make sure you have enough guaranteed lifetime income to retire your way with choice and dignity. From taxes to trends to total transparency, Dale covers it all. And now, here is Retire Your Way and Dale Soutas. This is Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial. Hey, are you about to retire? Are you in your retirement? What keeps you up at night? That's what we're going to talk about on today's program. All of the different things that might have you be tossing and turning. Is it the markets? Is it incredibly higher costs than you remember 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Is it the worry about healthcare costs eroding away at your life savings? Maybe even how do you spend what you want to, but not overspend your own nest egg in retirement? What is keeping you up at night? We're going to ask Mr. Dale Soutas here of Soutas Financial. Dale, how you doing? What did last night's radio prep keep you up at night, or were you ready for today's program?
Oh, so I have to be awake right now? Is that what you're saying?
I try to be. You know, our show is 60 minutes. I'm awake for at least 30 of it. I promise you.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yes, I've noticed.
How you doing this week?
I am doing great. How are you, Spike?
Busy.
Yep, me too.
A little bit of news. So as far as our market volatility, and again, as of this broadcast, because this administration, things seem to change on a 24-hour notice. So a ceasefire.
Day by day.
Yeah, conversationally brought our markets back up a bit, not quite to where they were, but I am kind of curious, you know, the kinds of things that keep people up. And I know this, Dale, when I've got something on my mind, I might be able to fall asleep for an hour or two, but then it wakes me up. Then I'm tossing and turning around. Then my Ashley looks over at me and says, "Are you going to get out of bed? Or are you going to make me get out of bed?" I'm like, I'll get out of bed.
Yeah.
I'll get out.
She's going to kick you out of bed.
She's going to kick me out of bed. She's going to take the covers. She's going to kick me out of bed.
Exactly.
What about you? Are you somebody who can sleep over the problems and not worry about it?
If I have something on my mind, no. I have a little notepad by my bed. And in fact, it was interesting just recently before one of our events, Fresno State events, I got to thinking. My wife went to bed. I'm sitting in the family room and thinking. And so I just grabbed my phone and I went to the little note tab on it and I hit the button and I just talked my thoughts out. It's faster than trying to write them or type them down. And so I got a bunch of little ideas that were, going through my mind. And I knew there's no way I'm going to bed right now. I'm just going to lay there and toss and turn and think of this and think of that. And it was really nice because I got it out of my brain, got it onto that, and I was able to save it. And because each time I do the workshops at Fresno State, I re-look at them. I'm trying to, keep them fresh, alive, and different things come up as I talk to people. And I think, well, okay, how can I incorporate that? How can I help them? Like the common thing, like recently people come in and they say, well, I haven't ever talked to a financial advisor. I just thought, well, I'll just try it because I just want to see if I'm on the right track, if everything got all my ducks in a row, whatever. And I thought of an example to use in my workshops that tied in really nicely with that thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to hear about it, but
anyway,
I thought it was
absolutely. Yeah. No, because I do the same thing. I used to be a notepad, and now it's the notes part of my phone. I like the idea of speaking it rather than typing it out because you just kind of get it off your mind. Yeah, what kept you up?
Yeah, stealing from you. Some people say they'd rather go to the dentist rather than go to some financial advisor's office, right?
That was actually a report. It was I think it was a Harris poll that there was a large percent of Americans that feel more comfortable going to see a dentist than a financial advisor. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny because I talk to people and I've heard people said, I've heard you for years and years, and I finally, well, okay, I'll just go and see what it's like. Well, So I thought, okay, think about it. How many of us go maybe once a year, maybe every other year to see the doctor, our general doctor for just a physical checkup? We're not sick. We go there. And why do we do that? I mean, do we, I look forward to going to the doctor's office? No, we go there because we just want to make sure everything's okay. We go in, the medical assistant, takes her temperature, blood pressure, asks a couple questions. The doctor comes in, asks more questions, listens to our heart or lungs, looks in our ears, maybe, whatever. And then he sends us, gives us homework. He has us go and maybe do blood work, maybe an x-ray, maybe a mammogram for ladies, whatever. And then we come back. Why do we come back? We want to see, well, how we doing? And so I help people see you don't have to be financially sick to come in and use our services. Just it doesn't cost a dime to know, to have a checkup. Come in, we're going to, take your temperature, so to speak. We're going to check your blood pressure, what can you handle on the market? Your temperature is, well, what do you want to do when you're retired or if you're already retired? What do you want to do or do more of in retirement? We're going to maybe have you do a little bit of homework. We want to see some things regarding your income and assets. We don't even have to get your account numbers or social security numbers, but we just, even if you get us in the ballpark, we're going to, work up a retirement income plan to see and help you see that you will be okay. If there are things that you might need to tweak, maybe like the doctor says, well, I think you need to, take some blood pressure medicine or take these vitamins or whatever, it's similar with us. We don't hand out vitamins and stuff, but anyway, uh, you meant what I knew, right?
Maybe.
There might be some little tweaks you need to
Yeah.
do. I mean, a simple thing, how many times do I see people come in, they own real estate, they have a
Mhm.
home or multiple properties, but they don't have a trust. And now I don't do trusts. I have attorneys I know, or if they know of attorneys, great. But the trust is what keeps your property out of the state's probate system, which currently would take at least a couple years. Let's say your house is worth 400 or 500,000. Your kids or whoever the house you want it to go to are going to spend probably 20, 30,000, maybe more, um, to get it through that process. Whereas you set up a trust, it's, pennies to do that compared to what it would take through the probate system. And you've protected your house, you kept it a private family matter because probate, anybody can walk in and say, hey, they owed me money. And now it takes longer than 2 years. It costs more than, whatever it would have normally cost. So uh, that could be a simple thing. We don't get paid to coach people to do that. I don't. I'm
So
not
there's not
licensed
even
as
a
an attorney,
copay to come in for the first time?
or the second or third or fifth. Yeah, which confuses people because I regularly people say, "Well, how do you get paid?" We'll talk about that maybe later. But the point is, like I said, I knew I would be tossing and turning the other night before that workshop if I didn't just empty my brain of the thoughts I had. I thought, here's a good way to help people see how we treat them. We just want to get to know you. We're going to adopt you, so to speak. When I know what you're all about and what you really want, it makes it easier. If I'm part of the family, knowing what I know, what would I encourage you to do? And that's our approach to people when they come in. It's almost painless. They have to deal with me, so that's the pain part, probably. But
How
yeah, it's
about how
almost.
about this? Maybe you have visited a financial representative before. You've gone to
Mhm.
somebody's office. You think that everything is fine, but it has been a year or two, or maybe a little bit more. And you said, well, they couldn't really offer me anything different than what I was already doing. Does somebody's life change within a year?
Yeah. So that's why even, having it checked up once in a while. I saw something I thought was kind of funny. So you got your first opinion somewhere else and, okay, great. So, are you going to get your second opinion on your plan from the same person? It would make maybe a little more sense to check it out. Like if you truly don't feel great or you're worried, do you see just one doctor or do you get multiple opinions? So, we don't mind that. Use us however you want. You're not going to get a bill because you came in and sat down with us for, 30 or 60 minutes or more or had multiple visits. So, Yeah, we want to help you. Sometimes it's a pat on the back. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes here's some suggestions, and then it's up to you. Does it make sense to make these adjustments or not? We're not going to push you.
Yeah, we want to find out exactly, what is keeping you up at night and do that review. And here's the thing. You might feel healthy. You might feel financially sound. You might say, I'm saving. I'm going to be working for another year or two or three. I've got a little bit of time before I need to worry about this. That's a great time to go in and get your checkup. That's a great time to go ahead and do your financial blood work and get your blood pressure done. You don't want to have to wait for the emergency. You don't want to have to wait until your financial situation needs to go to the emergency room. You want to do it when things are calm. You want to do it while you're clear of mind and you've got the time to do this and be able to think clearly as well. Because when we're panicked, when we're under pressure, a lot of times we forget things and it scrambles the way that we think. So if you would like to get your own financial checkup to see if you can be and stay retired, it is so simple, folks. Call the phone number 833-856-1382. Ask for your financial checkup. No cost to you. Seriously, no cost whatsoever to you. Let Dale take a look through your situation. 833-856-1382. More Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas when we get back right after this.
Will you outlive your money? It's a scary thought, but it's a real concern for many people. In our opinion, that's why it's crucial to have a solid retirement plan in place. We believe that with proper planning, you can work towards making your money last as long as you do. Don't wait until it's too late to start thinking about your financial future. Call Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial today to learn how we can help you create a retirement plan that can potentially help you obtain peace of mind and security for years to come. Don't let the fear of running out of money in retirement keep you up at night. Take control of your financial future today. Start your Retire Your Way review and financial plan by calling 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Call Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial and Insurance Solutions right now to receive your complimentary tax map with your retirement readiness review. Learn multiple strategies that could protect you from higher taxes now and in the future. Taxes are a threat to your financial stability in retirement, so help protect yourself from the potential threat of rising taxes. Call Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial to receive your complimentary tax map and retirement readiness review. 833-856-1382. Their team will help you navigate the financial waters to pursue your retirement goals. They offer inclusive retirement services such as investment directives for your portfolio, income-producing strategies, and wealth preservation plans for your family and legacy. Call Dale Soutas and the team of Soutas Financial and Insurance Solutions, 833-856-1382 right now for your retirement readiness review and also receive your complimentary tax map. Strategies to help you keep more of what you've saved in retirement. Or write us at the email address dale@soutas.com. Welcome back to Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial. When was the last time you had a financial checkup? Are you feeling fine? Or are there things that are keeping you up at night? Are you tossing and turning? Either way, it's a great time for a financial checkup. It's a great time to do a checkup when everything is calm, even when you think everything is all right. When you come in, at least your blood pressure will be low. But let's make sure that if you are concerned about today's market volatility, how long is it going to last? Are these things starting to keep you up at night? Are you watching the news, then trying to go to sleep and it wakes you up? Let's do your financial checkup at no cost to you. 833-856-1382 is that phone number. You can also schedule a time at the website, soutas.com, SOUTAS.com. Again, though, do people's situations change that much, in a year or more? How about somebody who's actually come in recently doing a review?
Yeah, when your circumstances change, like health-wise, you go see the doctor. And I'm thinking about a lady I saw recently where I had seen her over maybe a year earlier. And, she was working and saving and, everything's looking good. And then I see here she's back on my calendar. She comes in and it was nice. She changed jobs and better pay and all that good stuff. Yet the new job is more stressful. And so we were talking about things, and so I'm asking him, so now you're, when do you want to retire? Because before she enjoyed her job, she could, think about working until full retirement age. And she's still maybe 3 or 4 years away from full retirement age, which for most people is around 67. And so I updated her info, and she got to see me play with our software on how to, calculate for the future. And I started figuring out, okay, well, I can see probably if you work to the end of another 2 years, work this year and next year, I think no problem. You should be able to retire by then. Well, okay, I think I could put up with it. But it was interesting because I started, I said, let me work on it some more, and let me put my head to it without where I can really concentrate. Because and sure enough, I found a way she could actually retire at the end of this year if she wants. And it's exciting. She can get out of that, what I call the hamster wheel, or out of the rat race faster. But, everybody's different. Some people I know that they're working, they're happy, they want to work past 70. Everybody's different. And so whether you're feeling good about your retirement plan, or you feel like, oh, I'd like to retire sooner, take advantage of it. One of my favorite things I keep telling people is when I see people who are wanting to retire sooner, but they think they have to wait for whatever reason. Maybe I can't retire until 67, or I can't retire until 65 or 70 or whatever. I love helping them see practical, safe ways that they can retire sooner, and their money will last, their income will last, and they'll be able to do the things they want to do in retirement. Because that's really what it's about. To me, my first and foremost question is just, what's important to you? If you have more time because you're not working, you have money galore, let's say, gobs and noodles, as I like to say, and if your health is good, what is number one, two, three? What is it you would really like to do or do more of? I mean, that's what I like people focusing on. I mean, take a minute and even just write it down, pull over if you're driving, and, what are the things
Or
that
if
are
it's
important to
keeping
you?
you up at night, if it's keeping you up at night,
write
if you're
it down.
wondering, write it down.
Can you do it?
Bring it on in. These are the conversations we want to have. And I want to throw this one out here as well, because I know some other professionals who are dealing with this right now. Another version of the early retirement, or taking the retirement to kind of trim down the government staff, is happening. I don't even know if the deadline's going to pass by the time this airs right now, but have you ever dealt with folks on pension plans? Is there much that you can do to help them with their retirement selections, or are they on autopilot?
So, not as many people are getting pensions as many years ago, obviously. More people are getting the 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, the what we call a defined contribution plan, whereas a defined benefit plan is a pension. So in fact, I just had some recently get their walking papers, or really not walking papers. They were offered a buyout. If you retire now, we'll give you this lump of money. And they also get their pensions and stuff like that. So yeah, when to start your pension, and when to start Social Security, these kinds of things we regularly review with people to see, how do you maximize it? How do you, situate yourself best? It surprises people when we go through some of these scenarios in our Fresno State workshops every month, that, oh, I didn't know you could do this or that with Social Security, or, oh, I thought by taking it sooner, like at 62 instead of 67, I'm going to get all that money in 5 years. It'll take forever to get, no. If you start at 62, by the time you're about, 73, 75, you've already gotten out of Social Security, or after that, you're going to get out of Social Security more than what you got early. So people have to weigh that out for the long run too.
Kind of figuring out that break even. That's what a lot of people always, my break even is here, so I might as well just take it.
But if you're married and your break even is 11, 12 years later, but that higher Social Security can continue on to your spouse, then you're really shortchanging your spouse. So because the spouse gets the higher of the two, and the women outlive us, right?
Yeah. Well, and other considerations, same thing when you're saying maximizing pension plans, if you're lucky enough to have one, if you're a federal employee right now, and choosing the The spousal benefit to that, it might look like a little bit less upfront, but we want to consider, if you have one, your partner, your spouse, in the long run as well, to make sure that as they outlive us, possibly, that they don't come up short in retirement.
Well, sometimes people are, that topic we're on of, is it keeping you up at night? Do I turn my pension on, or do I roll it over as a lump and have more control of it, set it up in a different way? Again, everybody's different. What do you need to pay the bills? I laughed at, when I set up our nice little retire your way tablecloth on our table at a rocket event last year. And the president of our local club, he's out of Sunnyvale, and he asked me, he just came up, he saw all our stuff, and he says, so do I need 2 or 3 million to retire? And I giggled and I said, well, I don't know. I don't know your spending habits. I don't know what you need to pay the bills and what you want to play other than rockets and stuff. But, so everybody's different. It's not a matter of how much you saved. It's how much you want in retirement. And it might be you need very little. Maybe you need a ton. Again, everybody's different.
Yeah.
It's based on what you want to do in retirement, what's important.
To find out what's going to work best for you, you can always call the phone number. Are you a government employee? Are you getting the offering right now of retiring earlier? You want to know if it is the right move for you? Give us a call. Are you trying to figure out on your own? Have you saved enough? Are you trying to figure out, can you retire a little bit earlier than later? I know this. I don't think we get more healthy years later in our life. I think right now we're probably in the space where we're at our healthiest time of our life. So if you want to be able to enjoy those years, call the phone number 833-856-1382 so you can get started on your own portfolio review, your income review, your tax review, your healthcare review, even your estate planning review. Maybe in a little bit today, we'll talk about your business plan review. Is your business plan your retirement plan? Starts with a phone call from you, 833-856-1382. Call that phone number right now. We got folks who are standing by. All they're going to do is schedule a time for you. We can do it over the phone. We can do it in person. We can do it over Zoom. But as Dale says, leave your purse, leave your wallets, leave your checkbooks, leave your rubles, leave your coins, leave your gold shillings at
Well,
home.
maybe your checkbooks and cash, but you might need your
Oh,
wallets and
stop
purses
it.
for your licenses
Dale.
to drive.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
To drive, to get
That's
here.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, we do need that. We do need
See our
that.
new office. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it comes. Hey, where again is the new office, even though we announced it before.
We're North Palm near Bullard, right across from Starbucks and next door to 7-Eleven.
Okay.
They got
But
free
and if you're
advertising.
much further out, which we have lots of different radio stations, we're reaching out all the way across the state of California. If you're hearing us on the airwaves and you want to get started on your free portfolio review, you can call the phone number. We could start the conversation over the phone if you like. 833-856-1382 is that phone number. There are folks standing by right now. They'll schedule a time for you, or you can schedule your own time if you want to on the website, Soutas.com, Soutas.com. All kinds of tools and information there. In fact, we've got a couple of movie trailers about the retirement experience. And if you would like to get a complimentary code so you could host your own retirement viewing party at home with your own popcorn and sody pops, you can also find that information right there on the website, Soutas.com, Soutas.com. More with Dale Soutas after these bottom of the hour messages.
Do you know how much you might be paying in fees within your retirement accounts? Just 1 or 2% in hidden fees can eat into your savings and potentially hinder your ability to achieve your retirement goals. But how do you know if you're currently paying these hidden fees, and how do you find them? Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial can help you find the fees within your investments and explore solutions designed to assist with minimizing them. Take control of your retirement savings so that you can work towards keeping more of your hard-earned money. Call for your very own complimentary Retire Your Way review and fee finder report. Let us help work towards finding, exposing, and helping to eliminate those potential hidden fees for you. Call Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial today for your complimentary fee review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Is your largest retirement savings account one that you haven't paid taxes on? Like millions of Americans, you've saved into a retirement account that deferred paying taxes until you take that money out years from now. One method to save on future taxes is called a Roth conversion, and you could do that right now to save yourself from higher taxes in the future. Currently living during the lowest tax rates of likely your lifetime, wouldn't it make sense to pay those taxes now instead of in the future when tax rates could be much higher? Call 833-856-1382 to talk with Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial to see if doing a Roth conversion from your 401ks or IRAs makes sense. Take the Roth Conversion Challenge from Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial. It's complimentary for our radio listeners who are serious about retirement planning. Challenge yourself. Would you rather pay lower taxes now or higher taxes in the future? Call for your own complimentary Roth Conversion Challenge from Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Stock market losses have you worried? Claim your free portfolio risk report and protection review from financial advisor Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right now. Call 833-856-1382. If the recent market volatility has you worried about your retirement investments, you're not alone. Right now is the time to take action to protect your investments. Surely markets do not always rise, but if you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, you don't have the same time to make up for portfolio losses as you did in your 30s and 40s. Claim your portfolio risk review from Soutas Financial today. Call 833-856-1382 or go to Soutas.com. Your portfolio risk review will provide action steps of what you could do to protect your wealth from current market swings. Get your free portfolio risk review right now. Call Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial at 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382 or Soutas.com.
Welcome back to Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial. You were mentioning something a little bit ago before the break there that, somebody was asking you, first of all, at a live event, but you do talk about the fact that there's no cost to come in. There's no cost for your review. There's no cost to take a look at your investments. It is a little, I don't want to say suspect, I'll say confusing. It doesn't make sense. Why would you be willing to work for free? How do you make that work?
Because I used to have my wife working. No, I'm teasing. Even, technically as a financial advisor, I can charge to work up a financial retirement income plan. And, I could do that, but I don't want to. I don't have to. And the reason why, in fact, that question comes up all the time. It's like, well, what's the gimmick? What's the catch here? What are you going to push on us or whatever, right? No, the point is this. There's 4 ways we can get paid, okay, or that we do. The fourth is my favorite, but I'm saving that for last.
Okay.
But since 97, we learned about some of the long-term care Medi-Cal and VA programs to help people to protect their assets and get help to pay for care for a loved one, whether it's in a nursing home, assisted living, or best, even in-home care. There's programs that can help, not just the nursing home, but sometimes in excess of $4,000 a month for in-home care for a loved one. Okay, so if we walk people through that process, now many years ago when I walked people through, I didn't charge them. I just walk them through. If there's financial things I can help them with, fine. If not, that's fine. They still got a stack of my little flyers that said, we're here to help free of charge, confused them. But I'll explain that in number 4 in a minute. But over time, it got to the point I couldn't keep up with all those referrals, so I had to grow. And so we have people who take care of that for people. We actually, on the long-term care Medi-Cal process, we will actually deal with Medi-Cal for our clients if they want us to. Again, so sometimes there'll be a little fee to coach them how to get their ducks in a row, financial ducks, that is, and to be eligible, and then we will deal with Medi-Cal for the family. Great. So there's a small fee, reasonable fee. Sometimes if they don't have money, we just take care of them anyway. It doesn't matter. We don't want you having to deal with that process on your own. Number 2, like other financial advisors, we could put your money under management. And so you're going to pay a fee. Many people hear we do better when you do better. Okay. Yeah. We could put money under management. And really, for me, that would be the number one thing if it's just for me. Put everybody's money under management. I'm going to get that tiny little fee. I mean, we charge 1% or less annually. Now, for you, Spike, I would only charge 1% a month, but for others, it's 1% a year, of course. But anyway, or less. It's usually less than 1%. And that covers, who holds the money, who manages the money, and us who keeps an eye on it with you managing it as well. But for me, that would be smart because the more money under management, the more that comes in month to month, that little bit. But in reality, there's other tools. Number 3, sometimes people, need life insurance, let's say. Well, the insurance companies don't pay a little fee ongoing as long as you have life insurance, or an annuity if you need future income from that. And by all means, you don't throw all your money into annuities, but sometimes an annuity fits in the plan, again, for future income purposes. And the ones we like using currently have no fees, and I like that. But how do we get paid if we use an insurance product? Well, how does your agent get paid when you pay your auto and home insurance? The insurance company pays them. So yeah, there's a little commission that comes. So there's little fees, directly to us. That's the only time someone might write a check, if we're helping them with the long-term care Medi-Cal program to get basically to get their ducks in a row, to do financial planning for that. Number 2 is the assets under management. Number 3 might be a commission through an insurance product. But number 4 is my favorite, and it's the best payment of all. When we take care of people, when people see what we do and see how we basically adopt them as a part of our family, and we look at them, what do you need? What's best for you? The best payment is what actually produced our initial need to grow way back in 2007, expand our offices back then, because they tell other people. And we got flooded, literally, over the years, to the point, like I said, I had to get more help. I had to start delegating so we could take care of all the people that, the referrals. So referrals is the best best payment that we get.
Well, that's nice. But still, a referral doesn't pay a bill.
No, but, maybe they need something that we could do. And we, again, bottom line, I know if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, helping people properly, I don't have to worry about the money. Okay. And
that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah. It's, if I do right by you, what are you going to do? You're probably going to tell somebody, go see Dale. He's real mean and ornery, right? So, in other words, again, we get more referrals probably than any other type of advertising, especially for the long-term care services that we provide. And, for a real example recently.
Yeah. Give me somebody.
A real example, just a
real
months ago.
yarn, if you will.
Yeah. A gentleman came in. He owns a business, and he has one employee. It's a sole proprietor. He's not a LLC. He's not an S corp. He's just, has his little business, and he's been doing it for decades. And, I can't remember how much he makes, but let's say he gets a couple $100,000 a year, or $150,000 a year is his payroll, and his employees on the payroll for another, $90,000, whatever it is. Okay. And I was thinking, now, if I was him, what would I want to know? And I called my CPA. I told him the type of business, and I asked, would it be better for him to be set up as an LLC or an S corp for tax purposes? And why would I ask that? Because, the revenue, let's say his revenue's $1 million a year, and after business expenses and everything, and after he and his employees' payroll, he's made that $150,000. The employee's happy, he's on the payroll. But if he instead is set up, let's say, as an S corp, maybe he could take $50,000 to himself on the payroll, and then $100,000 comes through. He still gets the $150,000, but the other $100,000 would come through what they call on a K-1, and he's not paying Social Security tax, Medicare tax. About 18% is what he would save on that $100,000 that comes through the K-1 for himself. So, it was eye-opening for him to see, hey, and I don't get anything out of referring him to an attorney to set up an S corp or talk to the CPA how to do all that. It doesn't matter. It was the right thing to do. And we enjoy helping people. And down the road there may be some things we could do for him financially, but I know what's going to happen. He's probably going to tell other people he knows. He's going to rub elbows with people who have their own business. It just snowballs if you do the right thing.
Yeah, and we are glad to take you as one of our radio listeners through that process. As Dale says, there isn't a cost to you to come in. There isn't a cost to probably have a second meeting, maybe even a third. And when you decide that we need to implement some things, that you need some help, that you like the way the direction is going, then we'll have a conversation from there. But there's no cost to come in for your review. There's no cost to take a look at your tax situation, no cost to start your estate planning conversation. And as this conversation was, no cost to have your business, well, both strategy and possible wind down conversation as well. Is your business plan your retirement plan? You're putting a lot of your eggs into one basket. If you would like to know what a review would look like for you, call the phone number right now. We have folks who are standing by. You're not going to interrupt Dale and I. It's going to go to our call center, and they'll set up a time for you. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Have you ever been to one of those timeshare pitches? You ever do one?
Oh, it's our favorite, isn't it? One time a long time ago.
Yeah, like they offer you like free
Now
trips.
I know what not to do.
Yeah, or like a night stay or something at a hotel, and you go sit one of these 3-hour presentations. It's not that.
Oh, it's crazy. No, it's not like that. But real quick, that business owner, he wasn't really coming in to be encouraged or helped. How do I save taxes on my business income? He came in for other questions. But again, it's like even if you feel financially healthy, like you're doing great, let's put our heads together. Let's see. Let us take your temperature. Let us,
check because sometimes you do that financial blood pressure test and you go, wow, those numbers are not what I thought they should be. Sometimes we find something, and that's not the point of coming in for your health financial checkup. But wouldn't you rather know if there's something wrong or not headed in the right direction sooner than later? You can call the phone number right now, set up your own time, bring in your spouse if you want to get started on your own, whatever you're most comfortable with. But do yourself a favor, reach out right now, 833-856-1382. More Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas right after this.
How do you know if you're retirement ready? That's a question many people ask themselves as they approach their golden years. We believe the answer can be complex and depends on many factors, such as your savings, monthly expenses, and lifestyle goals. At Soutas Financial, we can help you determine if you're retirement ready. We'll work with you to assess your financial situation, identify any potential income gaps, and develop a customized plan that aligns with your goals. Don't leave your retirement to chance. Call us today to learn how we can help you work towards achieving financial security and peace of mind in retirement. Call Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial for your complimentary retirement readiness review. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
For those approaching and in retirement, the perfect economic storm has arrived. The highest inflation in over 4 decades, the end to the 13-year bull run of the stock market, looming increases in tax rates, and rising interest rates all spell trouble for your retirement savings. At Soutas Financial and Insurance Services, our mission is to provide you a clear income path that lasts all the way through your retirement years, no matter what storms are ahead. Call Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial right now for your own complimentary retirement storm strategy. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Welcome back to Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial. Again, if you'd like to schedule your own time to come in, you can go to his website, Soutas.com, Soutas.com. That is for Dale Soutas. He is your financial advisor right here in the state of California, here to help you be and stay retired, maybe even give you that second opinion. Dale, you and I were joking around a little bit in the beginning. What keeps you up at night? What keeps our listeners up at night? when it comes to this financial situation. Market volatility, I think we've spoke about a little bit over the last few weeks. What about inflation, though? Why? I don't know. I don't feel like I've seen prices come down. I know that my trip to the gas station cost double over the last couple of weeks. How about you?
Oh, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, in fact, my wife and I took a trip a few weeks ago, and I filled up just before going out to San Jose, just to go take a day trip. And it was over $100 to fill the tank. I thought, oh, that's cool. Not. Anyway, yeah, but how many are worried about that? I hear others who say, hey, I normally go here or there. I go over to like Woodward Park, but I'm not going to drive over there because of the price of gas. I'll just do stuff closer to home. But it's, things are different right now because of the gas prices. People are, looking, wondering what's next. I talked to a buddy who's a contractor, and he says, everything's up. Whatever I buy, supplies, I'm getting a surcharge for this and that and the other. It's a trickle down, effect, isn't it? So, and that's got people wondering and worrying. That's why we like to make sure, number one, you got inflation built into your income plan. Retired or heading towards retirement, make sure we have inflation built into that so that your income will keep up with inflation. Because it'll, over the long haul, average probably 3%. I mean, right now it's feeling like it's 20% maybe, but it's jumping. But no, you got to have your plan fit reality, not just
You know what I heard
hope.
from one of a live events where I was hanging around the back? Somebody was talking about an HOA fee that doubled on them this year. That's one of those things that drives me nuts. You plan for your retirement, you plan for your costs, and then, one calculation can throw off your spending. That's not fair. 3 or 4% on inflation is one thing, but somebody doubling an HOA fee and they say, oh, well, workers cost more. The supplies to fix things cost more. The gasoline to run.
The insurance.
Yeah, the insurance. It's like, wait a minute, but you can't double something on somebody where they're living. You can't just, oh, well, today it's like going to get a haircut. Oh, it's double. I'm sorry, I can't afford double. What do you do? What do you do as a financial advisor to kind of, help folks protect themselves for the unexpected costs? Because, we can try to count for the expected costs. Food.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, good question. So, I still preach, when you retire, to maintain lifestyle, you need income, obviously. So you're not working, you don't have that source. So we dial in a paycheck to pay your bills, a playcheck to play, to do the fun things you want to do. When the play stops, we have a care check built into your plan as well. Now, maybe you retire and you got Social Security. Maybe some of you have also a pension, which, again, is getting more rare. Maybe you have rental properties. You have some income there. You might have different sources like that. So is that going to pay the bills ongoing with inflation? Are you going to be able to play like you want, do the fun things you want to do? So when we build out the plan, I don't want to use every bit of their savings just to produce income or just to make sure they know their income's going to last. And usually the way we dial it in is where their assets can grow as well, and they have flexibility in their plan. In other words, let's say you have $500,000 saved up, and we need to use a portion of it to keep you going. A small portion of it, but the other money stays. You need liquidity, is what I'm trying to say. You need money you can grab at any moment's notice. Something happens. You need a new car. You need a new water heater. Don't buy hot water heaters because the water's already hot. You don't need to heat it. Anyway, but things happen. A new roof, but like this, an HOA doubles. Do we have the reserves for the what ifs? That has to be, that's also built into your plan. So, we have to compensate. We have to know how to deal with these things that come up. And does your income increase through the years? If not, we have to have systems where we can increase it over time.
Is that what part of a financial plan, when we say putting together the plan, is about? Because some people might think, oh, they want to take a look at what my investments are, or, oh, this person's going to pitch me an annuity. The plan takes into account many, 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 many different elements.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like I said at a recent event, I said people come in and they have their stack of statements and their projected Social Security and pensions or whatever, and they set it right there on the desk in front of me, and I push it aside. And number one, I just want to know, what is your retirement? What do you want it to look like? What do you want to do? That's where we have to start. I don't start with, oh, you got all this money. No, the lump of money doesn't mean a whole lot unless it equates to how to make it last throughout retirement. So, and again, my number one priority is make sure for instance, if when you retire, you've got a system with income that you cannot outlive for you and your spouse, let's say. It's going to keep up with inflation. You could pay the bills. You can do the fun things you want to do. When the fun stops and you need care, you can keep yourselves out of a nursing home because we have a system to cover the costs. Without long-term care nursing home insurance, there's easy ways to build in what I call a care check into your income plan. And if your income will last to the spouse, your wife's age 100, that's where I put it out to, and you still have other money, how do you feel about being retired? Your money's going to last, your income, that is. You have flexibility now with that other portions of your money. But just having a big lump of money isn't enough, because sometimes people think, oh, I've got $1 million saved, or 500,000 or 5 million, whatever. It doesn't matter. They have this money, and if it's invested and, oh, my average return is 6%, great. But what if you need to pull, 5% of that per year to supplement your income over the years? The ups and downs of the stock market can wipe that lump of money out. I mean, we show slides on that very thing at Fresno State regularly, where people, have $1 million, they take 5% out, and the average is about 6% that they're making based on, let's say, the S&P 500. And from 2001 to 2000 to 2023, roughly, based on the ups and downs, at the end of that 23-year period, they had like $250,000 left over. Whereas you flip the returns, 23 to 01, and they had $1.7 million left over. That sequence of returns makes a big difference.
Yeah, sequence of returns risk depends on what's going on in the markets. When are you taking withdrawals? How exactly is that money, quote unquote, invested, or maybe what kind of tool is it in? And if you are just crossing your fingers, hoping, are you tossing and turning? Are you wondering at night, have you saved enough? As Dale says, yeah, you may have done great. You've got this big, huge lump sum. But what do you do with that now? That is literally what putting the plan is all about. Both the income plan, the tax plan, the estate plan. And by the way, estate plan, when we talk about that legacy plan, it isn't just about what we're leaving to the next generation. Estate planning is planning for our later years in life to make sure that everything you have is and stays protected, not just for yourself, but possibly for your spouse as well. How are you going to care for yourself? There's many, many different ways here in the state of California where in your county you might be able to be eligible for certain versions of healthcare, but you don't want to figure out all of this stuff on your own. And as we were also talking about earlier, the last thing you want to do is wait for the emergency. You don't want to wait for you to be in a bad position or for you to be worried about it. Then we panic and it changes the way that we make decisions. Dale, that's going to be all the time that we have. Again, tell everybody exactly how much it costs to come in and do all of these reviews.
Leave your checkbooks and cash at home. It doesn't cost anything to come in and see us. So, yeah, unless we can help you and there's tools that make sense for you to use and you want to use them, if there are, we will explain how we get paid, the various ways and various tools we use. But don't worry about the cost. Just let's make sure you are comfy with your plan, and you don't have to worry about things in the future.
833-856-1382 is the phone number for you as one of our radio listeners to call. Ask for your absolutely free portfolio review. There is no cost to come in and sit down with the team. There is no cost for a phone call. Take action, though, right now. 833-856-1382. Or if you want to, you can schedule your own time when you get home at his website, Soutas.com, for your financial advisor right here in California. Soutas.com. For Dale, I'm Spike. We'll both be back again next weekend.
Tax loss harvesting is a strategy that may help minimize the amount of current taxes you have to pay on your investments by choosing to sell an investment at a loss. It is only appropriate for certain taxpayers in certain scenarios. Please review your retirement savings, tax, and legacy planning strategies with your legal tax advisor before attempting a tax loss harvesting strategy. Comments regarding a particular client's experiences and outcomes may or may not be the same as another client's experience and could differ substantially, and is not an indication that any client or prospective client will experience the same or a higher level of future success or performance. This is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any U.S. government agency. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and/or guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products overseen by state insurance regulators and not any investment advisory products. Rates and guarantees provided by insurance products and annuities are subject to the financial strength of the issuing insurance company, not guaranteed by any bank or the FDIC. As a valued radio listener of Retire Your Way, Dale and his entire team of retirement professionals invite you to schedule your very own complimentary retirement plan review session. 833-856-1382 is the number for you to call. If you don't have a retirement strategy mapped out that includes low-fee investment elections, tax minimization strategies, decumulation plans that will last as long as you need them to, then call for your very own retirement review session, complimentary for our valued radio listeners. Are you able to lower your taxes in retirement? Are you unclear about your Social Security, Medicare, investment fees and risk, or how to produce guaranteed lifetime income so your lifestyle and goals don't have to be changed with the ups and downs of the market or taxes? Call Dale Soutas with Soutas Financial and be confident you can retire your way. Schedule your own comprehensive and complimentary retirement review session. Don't just live in retirement, thrive. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, Foundations, an SEC registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Any discussions of specific strategies are for informational purposes only and have been provided to help determine whether they may be appropriate for your specific situation. If applicable, the primary goal is converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Comments regarding a particular client's experience may or may not be the same as another client's experience and is not an indication that any client or prospective client will experience the same or a higher level of future success or performance. Foundations only transacts business in those jurisdictions where it's properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. Nothing herein constitutes a recommendation that any security, portfolio, or securities or investment strategy is suitable for any specific person. No legal or tax advice is provided. Please review your retirement, tax, and estate legacy planning strategies with a legal tax professional before transacting or implementing any strategies discussed herein. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not in any way refer to investment advisory products. Rates and guarantees provided by insurance products and annuities are subject to the financial strength of the issuing insurance company, not guaranteed by any bank or the FDIC. This is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration, any federal Medicare program, nor any U.S. government agency. If applicable, we do not offer every plan available in your area, and contacting us at the phone numbers provided herein will direct you to a licensed insurance agent. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all your options. All rights reserved.